I give you a little idea of what we want to achieve through studying all of this. We are humans, yoga is for humans, for balanced mind, life management system, right? And we also already talked briefly here and there that we are all the same. We are not the same, but we are the same. So, to live this life fully, we need to have some strategy. We have strategy for everything. We have strategy for building a house, job, education, travel. We plan things. But unfortunately, majority of the population on this planet, we don't have really a plan or a management of the life. You always think if you have an accident of your car, you have an insurance backup, and you are not planning to have an accident, but you know that these things can happen, so you are mentally prepared for it. But the ups and downs in our life, who doesn't have it? I have not met anyone who does not have it. But do we really plan for it? Do we really look into it? Are we educated to that? I feel yoga should be implemented everywhere, even in the schools, as an essential study for humans. Because who doesn't have the health issues or loss of the family, friends, and you also maybe. Do we always prepare for those things? Not only negative, also positive. We sometimes do not even know how to even plan for the positive. We even fail to recognize the blissful moments which we have already, because we don't talk about it. So slowly we go away from that concept. Mind is not trained for it. No one tells us that this what is more valuable. In the fight of the life, what we do is we prepare for a job, that we can buy a house, a car. All of that we do, and it is important. It is very important, but it is not the most important thing. We plan about the house, but to build a house, but we don't really think about how to live in that house. So the whole entire focus is to build the structures, but forget the most important component, who is going to live in that structure. We have the most beautiful bed, but we forget about the sleep. So in that way, we fail to live fully. The goal of the life is what? To live the life. It's not my conclusion. This is the conclusion of all these wise people and the books and scriptures, and whether you go to this philosophy or that one, this system or that system, that is the conclusion. Goal of the life is to live the life. So if the goal of the life is to live the life, then we should at least segregate. Like a house, we segregate. This is kitchen, this is living room, 2 bedrooms, parking, garden. We have a view. Because we have a view, we are able to manage it good. That lock the doors in the night when you're sleeping, because you know where is the main door and where is the window. But what about your life? Do we have blocks about your life? So the goal is to live the life. So let's divide the life. So what in old times, in India it was strictly implemented. They divided human life in 4 parts, roughly, just to have a little orientation. It's not that one part is not overlapping with another, or it's like this strict line here, but little bit idea. So what were 4 parts? Let's say a human is living 100 years. So if we say 100 years, which is not true, because not everyone is reaching that part, but if for understanding human life is 100 years, Then the first 25 years are the childhood. So childhood and youth and growing up, those years. So that is one block. And at that time, it's the collective responsibility of the society, and also that we give that sense to those who are in that part, that guys, this is your time to learn and to have fun. That does not mean that now after 25 it's going to finish. But then 25 to 50 is another period starts, that okay, now you've grown up, you're a mature person. This second block is, we call it grahastha ashram. These stages are like ashrams. Like this is a confined space. Each time we make boundaries or we define it, that this is my space at this moment. So I have different rules, like in monasteries, different monasteries you have different rules. So like this is a playground. 1 to 25 is a playground block. So rules are different there. But the idea is, enjoy your growing up, enjoy the play, enjoy discovering that. Second one is grahasthashram, that means family life. Family life, second one. In that one, that get married, have kids, enjoy the time with them, build up the house, build up now all what you have, so that block. And do it good. Each time you do it, because it's defined, now this is the role, and enjoy it fully. From 50 to 75 is vanprastha. Vanprastha means preparation for departure. And now preparation for departure does not really mean now you start to prepare for the death, though we talk about death also, but now start to look at the life in general. Like now we assume the kids are grown, or the houses are settled, job and the direction of your life which you have found already, and now start to feel who you are, start to be going more inward. So the 25 to 50 was the time when you were going out, acquiring skills, and then building all what you needed. So now we say in this 50 to 75 is the time when your house is settled. Now is the time to really sit, reflect, contemplate, meditate, getting to the deeper frequency, deeper meanings, refinement. That is the 50 to 75. And 75 to 100 is the block where now this is the final departure time. That now find that essence from where you came, where you're going to go. Look into the death, and not as a phenomena which is scary or you have to run away. It's a reality of life, and that you, when you're leaving the planet, you have a smile on your face, content. So don't die without knowing yourself. That now this is the time you are now have no responsibility. You don't have to now get more skillful to achieve something. Now only thing is to go to the core. So this is a basic frame, and we can have a little bit of idea that okay, I have a life, these are the parts of my life, and I'm not going to close my eyes onto these stages. When we do that, then when the old age is approaching or when we are getting mature, then we accept each stage with grace. Like sometimes I see it's also me, because I'm also human, so I have also the similar aspirations and understandings, and it takes time. So but when we move from one stage to another, things change. The things which I liked when I was 1 to 25, I don't like it now, but I sometimes want to go back to them. After a while, then I have to leave that, and it takes time to have the understanding, and then I understand it and receive what now this time has to offer, because each time has something very beautiful to offer. So idea is to grow and grow gracefully. You should become more beautiful with the age growing. You should become more full as the age is growing. And it's opposite actually. I think, I just talking about myself, I think I'm more of more at peace with my own self now at this stage than I was 25 years back. I think now I understand the life a little bit better than 25 years back. My experience has grown than 25 years back. Everything in my life has actually is much better than other years of my life. Even when I go to childhood is beautiful, childhood is amazing, it's very rich also. But when I really look at the childhood, I had no clue where am I have no idea where someone is going to take me. I have no power. I don't even have 5 euros in coming when it comes to material. I can't even choose my own shoes in a way. So look from many different aspects, and you are growing. It's a growth, not decline. So idea of the whole thing is that you take the best out of every time coming in your life. So that's one idea. I take you back to where the goal of life is to live the life. So age division, that was just to give an idea. Don't take it too seriously and drop it out. Now there are 4 other components, another perspective of looking at your life. I am on this planet, I'm very clear, and I'm absolutely clear, and I'm 100% clear. I was not here before this time on this planet. I was never here. I have no proof. I have no memory. I directly, maybe there are components from here and there of the thousands and millions of years of how nature moved, and I was, now this combination is sitting in front of you, but this combination of Manoj was never before here on this planet. And I'm also certain that I'm never going to be on this planet again. And even if I, for some reason, maybe by chance, or the people who believe in reincarnation theories, or I also believe in it, but my version is different, and that is not helpful for my effectiveness in my present life. If for some reason, let's say I'm born again, this combination TTC, Brussels, here, this is not going to come back again. I don't know what is more beautiful, because this is very beautiful for me. And if you look carefully, you also have that beautiful combination around you. I'm not working for any future life. I'm not looking for the past birth or the future birth. This birth I have, I am already 47. So if I go to the 100 mark, which I don't think I will reach, so then roughly I have left 20 years or 25 years, something like that. And years go like this, like Corona was 2019 started, 2 years passed, we didn't realize. So 20 years will pass like this. So years become months, and months are weeks, weeks, days. For me, every day is worth living, and every day and every hour. I am greedy to live every day. I'm literally greedy. For me, it's like if I could manage not to sleep, I would not sleep. I anyway sleep, like yesterday I slept around 2 o'clock, so don't follow my example. 2 o'clock. And then I was up 7:30. I'm like, if I can avoid to sleep and Because there is a lot. There is a lot I have to catch. The time is less. I'm not trying to create stress in your head here. But be aware of it. This is valuable. You don't have much time. I just recently told someone, and he says, "You're scaring me." I said, "Better you get scared. Then you're awake." Buddha used to send his students to the cremation ground. He said, 40 days you go where they are burning the dead. Then you come to me and then we will talk about spirituality. But death for me now is not a phenomena I get scared of. And we should not get scared of the death. When it will come, it will come. And if you look into the death and you are not scared of the death, then I tell you, you're living now. Otherwise, we are already dead before we are dead. We are almost dead every day. We need to really look into it, go over it. If you look into the death, you are over it. So why I was in death?
Because of life.
Because of life, yeah. So life is important. And every day and every moment of life is important. That's why I was in the death. So roughly, Manoj Bhanot has 20 years, let's say. Then in 20 years, I need to really identify the components which gives me the fullness of this life. So they divided those components, 4 of those components. If I am able to keep that somewhere, here or wherever, then this gives me everyday sense of living. Every day I am fully, I feel satisfied. I feel content every day. So what are those 4 things? Yoga is carrying that understanding that in human life we need to fulfill 4 things. So as I said, I'm not coming back on this planet. I was never here before and I'm not coming back here. That way of thinking helps me living this life effectively. Because without knowing, we plan for the next life. We postpone it. So we feel like, okay, I do karma now in this life, and in the next life, because of my good karma, I will be born in a king's house, a richer house, a better house, in that house and all that. So it's a kind of yoga is carrying that understanding that in human life we need to fulfill 4 things. So as I said, I'm not coming back on this planet. I was never here before and I'm not coming back here. That way of thinking helps me living this life effectively. Because without knowing, we plan for the next life. We postpone it. So we feel like, okay, I do karma now in this life, and in the next life, because of my good karma, I will be born in a king's house, a richer house, a better house, in that house and all that. So it's a kind of a postponement somewhere, and we delay living. When I know that I have only this time, then there is more chance that I will live this life fully. Because if you don't live your life in this life, what are you going to do in the next life? You're going to continue the same. And it is a very deep concept in some people, that this life, whatever, like I will write again. And I tell you, if they are again coming on this planet, they will do the same what they did in the last birth, in this hope of a better life or better circumstances, which is actually just an illusion. It's just basically stop you from living here now. So that's why I don't even get into that argument. When I say I, yoga also. Yoga is not talking about something which is not tangible, which is not provable, because yoga works like science. Like I can see you, you can see me. I know human, you know human, and we are talking about human life. I don't know what was there before my birth. So yoga is not talking about the cloud and the something beyond life. It's a life management system. So to get effectiveness into the life, we think like that. Rest is philosophy, that after birth what happens to you, what are you going to do then, thinking about after life what happens to you, after your death what happens to you. It's just a thought. Do something substantial now. Why are you thinking after death? Nothing after death, you are dust. So it talks in the reality. So 4 things. One thing is Dharma. I'm going to write that on the board. Dharma. Dharma means, and I will elaborate that also a little bit more, just a one-liner here. Find out on this planet where you feel home, or find out a place on this planet where you think you belong to. That's your responsibility. At least that you can do. So that is the first condition to really live this life. Where you belong to. And it's not a rocket science to find out. Okay, let me elaborate now. First, Dharma. So this is called Dharma. You are given legs, you have arms, you have head, eyes, and you have clear indication. When I go to a party, for example, and I just don't like it. It's noise, or I don't connect with people, it's not my frequency. I don't have to analyze it now. I don't know where I need to go, but I definitely know I don't belong to this place. So I don't know where to go, but I know where not to go. Right? That's an indicator. I go out. At least that hour of my life, I did not live in a place where I was supposed to live. I went out, which will be definitely better than where I was before. So if I start to feel every moment, I will start to find a place where I fit. And it's a continuous quest. And ultimately you reach somewhere where you always feel home. You're always surrounded with the people you like, the country you like, many other components of your life. So it's your responsibility to find the place you belong to. And this is called Dharma, and when we elaborate it, it's find your meaning. And finding the meaning is also, we have made it a big thing of the finding the meaning. You don't have one meaning, but if you really start to go into that direction of where you belong to, your life is full of meaning. You have meaning everywhere then. It's not my meaning is only one thing. Like maybe this example can give you a little more insight. Imagine I am born as a screwdriver. I end up in a painter's hand. So Manoj Bhanot is a screwdriver who is in the hand of a painter. And me who is alive and looking at the painter, I already know I don't belong here. And then the painter is dipping me into that thing and he's painting the wall with the screwdriver. I don't like it because I feel like I see it, I'm creating scratches more than making the walls beautiful. I have this internal feeling, I know I don't belong here. But the screwdriver doesn't have legs and the arms and the head. He's totally depending on that guy. Screwdriver feel lived only when he will end up somewhere in a mechanic's hand or in a carpenter's hands. Then next step is that a screwdriver, which is that object, But if Manoj Bhanot has a thing, then I will say I'm a screwdriver, I'm in the carpenter's workshop. I now start to see that I sharpen my grooves. And now, once I am in the right place, and a good screwdriver will be always picked up, and I will be able to help him create lots of stuff or fix lots of stuff. And screwdriver, I have seen, is not only used for one thing. Now all a screwdriver can do, it can be used. In India, I have seen sometimes electrician comes in. Here in Europe is different. People come like with the van, like a guy came to fix my heating. He came with a big van, like a whole house. He had a computer and the toolkit and all that. In India, electrician, he cared to, like acting like a hook onto a door. You don't have those ones. We have those where you have to put something to keep the door closed. Now screwdriver is used everywhere because now we understand the nature of screwdriver. But if the screwdriver is in the hand of the painter, his life went waste. And it's still okay. Sometimes a screwdriver just stayed packed. It got produced for something and it was never used, then the life went waste. So it's very important that you're consumed and you're consumed properly. You, me, we need to be consumed. Karma yoga helps you in finding that. Meaning is not about me becoming Mother Teresa or becoming Dalai Lama. That's where we make the mistake. Not everyone has to become Nelson Mandela. Not everyone has to do charity. You do what you do the best. Where you feel good when you're doing that. You will be fitting in this big puzzle of the universe, fitting that block needs to fit perfectly, and that makes a big sense. You know, a small thing which was missing in a rocket launch, small thing, it was important. Without that, there were many accidents. When they found out what was wrong, it was maybe just a small rubber seal which was not in the right place. So not underestimating that who is big and who is small. Sometimes people say, I work in a factory where we produce the taps. And I feel how much of collective work it needs to make a small thing like this. Imagine the whole process. Every block is important. And the person who knows that is important, he is not only just being useful in that factory, he is being useful everywhere because he knows that I am a small screwdriver, can be used everywhere. So that is Dharma. Dharma is what you are born for, finding out what you are born for, where you belong to, where you can be used the best, where you can be consumed the best. That is Dharma. So that is one thing, one part of the life.